Ollie and welcome to my channel. In today's video we are going to be doing a luxury replica designer haul. So today's luxury haul is going to be focusing on the one and only Burberry. Now in today's video I have 4 pieces of Burberry luxury to show you. Like I said, these are all replica. Before I get into the video, I have to put this in as a disclaimer. So I do not endorse the sale or the purchase of luxury replica goods. I'm not telling you that you should go and buy them. I'm just showing you what I've bought and what I've got in my personal collection and stuff like that. So yeah, if that's interesting to you, then stick around. But I will be talking through where I purchased them, how much I paid, and the quality of each piece. So if that sounds interesting to you, please stick around. Now, Burberry is one of the UK's most iconic fashion houses. Globally, I think if you were to look for a luxury fashion house that was English, Burberry would probably be the first one to come up. Obviously things like Gucci and Prada, all of those sort of ones are usually either French or Italian or something like that. So Burberry is probably the most famous one in England. So being in England myself, I've got a few Burberry pieces. Now Burberry, their price range tends to be around the same sort of mark as Gucci, Louis Vuitton. It's all expensive stuff. And some of the items that are replica that I've purchased at Burberry have been amazing quality and some have been horrendous. So I've got a few awful ones and a few really good ones. Today I'm going to start off small, so we'll start with scarves. So I've got 2 Burberry scarves and they are very different. So let me show you those. So I'm going to start off with the horror story, I would say. It's not that bad, it's still wearable, I do still use it a lot. I've had this scarf for a good few years because I remember I used to wear it to school, so I've got to have had it for at least 4 or 5 years. This does also show you how far fakes have come, because nowadays, replicas that I buy, I feel like you wouldn't really know the difference unless you were really inspecting something. Then they are pretty much dead on. So we're going to start with this scarf. Now I've had this, like I say, for 4 or 5 years and I paid about £20 for this one. I actually bought this on AliExpress, which I don't even think you can get replicas on AliExpress anymore, so that just shows you how long ago it was that I bought this. You can get similar ones to this on DHgate, which is where I usually buy my replicas now. So this is the first scarf. So it's kind of a cotton material, but it has like a sheen to it, so it's like a cotton silk. It's really big actually, it's a good size, I will give it that, and it is a nice colour. This is a really nice scarf, to be fair. It's really good quality. It's lasted a very long time. It's been washed loads. Like I said, it's a soft cotton material. In terms of how realistic it is, I don't know if it really passes for Burberry, to be honest. I wouldn't go around saying, oh yeah, this is Burberry. So I'll show you all the labels. Now, I'm 99.9% sure that this didn't come with any packaging. This just came in a plastic bag. There's a little Burberry tag just there. And then there is also a big Burberry logo here in the corner of the scarf. Now the reason I think this is such a poor fake is because they've actually spelt part of it wrong. So they've spelt Burberry right, which is fantastic. As you can see there, it says Burberry, and then it says Restablished. Restablished. Now I'm dyslexic, but I'm pretty sure that's not a word. I think what they were trying to write was established, so I think they've accidentally put an R instead of an E. Once again, like I said, unless you're inspecting it up close, you wouldn't actually notice that. But when you look at it, you're like, oh, well that's obviously not real. The other thing that I would say is poor quality about this scarf is the backing of that logo is kind of really messy. So obviously they've stitched it directly onto the scarf. But I feel like a real Burberry scarf, if they were to do one that was in this style, the backing of that wouldn't look so kind of rough. It's decent, it was cheap, it's a good quality scarf, but in terms of the replica aspect of it, I wouldn't say it's a very good replica because it doesn't really replicate anything. On the back of the little Burberry logo, it says that it's 65% wool, 35% silk. Obviously, I don't know if that's true. To me, it just feels like a soft cotton. And then it says dry. Come on, guys, it's not that difficult. Well, it's supposed to say dry clean only, but it actually says dry Dry Ohi Ohole. Dry Hoholi Ohole. Now dry clean only, that's absolute crap because I've washed this probably like 100 times. Like I said, I've had it for a few years. But yeah, it's held up well, it retains its colour, and to be honest, I think the only reason I've kept it is I just really like the colours in it, and it just goes with like everything, and it is a really good quality scarf. So that is the first item today. Would I recommend it? Probably not, because for a similar price, nowadays you can get so much more for your money in terms of fakes. The replicas are actually replicas, they look like a real item. I don't think this looks like a real item. So I wouldn't recommend, but it is a nice scarf. So my second item is also a scarf. Now this one is opposite end of the scale. This one is amazing. I would say you probably wouldn't tell the difference between this and a real one. Here is the scarf. So it's nice and long, similar to the other one, but this one isn't as wide. You could buy wider ones. They did have wider ones available, but I decided to go for this one. So this scarf is honestly so nice. Now it's a really, really soft material. I'm like 99% sure that this is actually like proper cashmere because it's really, really soft. Honestly, there's literally no difference. I think I paid like £25, that's crazy. This one came in a tube. So this one was rolled up in this tube, which like you see on the box it says Burberry. And it has all of the like writing and stuff, and then on the bottom it says made in England, blah blah blah, all of this. This didn't come with the bow on it. I've just tied that on because I think it looks nicer than having like obviously the crease where the box opened, just so I could use it in my background. This is honestly such nice quality. It's really nice and long, really, really soft. And then on the labelling, but yeah, it says Burberry, has all of the like information on that one, and as far as I can see, like I said, I am dyslexic, so could be wrong, but as far as I can see, I don't think there's any spelling mistakes anywhere on there. So yeah, to be honest, this is just perfect, and like I said, it was £25. I bought this one on DHgate just before Christmas, and yeah, it's honestly fantastic quality. I would highly recommend that. I think I'm gonna probably pick this up in a few other colours as well. So if you want to see those when they come in, let me know down in the comments and I'll do another video. But yeah, that one was £25, so just a little bit more expensive than the first one, and fantastic quality. Okay, so my next item of Burberry replica I bought 2 or 3 years ago now. This is one that Cara Delevingne was wearing when she used to model for Burberry, so it was a few years ago now. So it is this one just here. So I don't know if this is coming over across very well on the camera, but it's basically an asymmetric poncho kind of wrap. So this is actually personalised with my initials, and this was honestly, I was so excited when I found this because it was really difficult to find one that had the personalised initials, and that was kind of the big thing when they released this, was that it was personalised. So yeah, I remember seeing on the runway when it first came out Cara Delevingne wearing it, and I was like, oh my god, I'm in love, and their whole kind of collection revolved around this piece, or like variants of it. So it's basically like the classic Burberry colours, but they've got a few different colours in there, like a yellow at the back, there's like a flash of blue in here, I think there's a little bit of purple on it somewhere as well, but it just goes so nicely with literally everything. I'll insert a picture somewhere on the screen now of the models wearing it. Like I said, it has got my initials stitched into it, and that is in such good quality. It's been stitched really, really nice. And then once again, they kind of reflect nicely. This is what I was referring back to the first scarf I showed you. This is what I would expect from a real Burberry item. So I'd expect it to be stitched the same on both sides. So like the double stitch. Whereas the other one seems like it's been stitched on one side and then the back is just like they've just forgotten about it. So that says quality to me. And the fact that they've like trimmed it all properly as well just like adds to the quality. Now this I've washed a few times and it's always come out fine, which is really good as well. And it feels like it's kind of like a soft wool material, so it's like nice and thick and it actually does keep you warm, but it doesn't have that horrible itchy like acrylic feeling. So I think it is natural fibre as well, which is really nice. Like I said, I've had this a couple of years and it hasn't bobbled up or anything, so it is really, really good quality. For this one, I think I paid about £35 or £40, so not a lot at all. It does have the Burberry little logo in there as well, like a little Burberry tag. There's no sizing on it because these are one size. This one I purchased on AliExpress. Like I said, you can't get fakes on AliExpress anymore as far as I know, but if you go on DHgate and you type in like Burberry cape, I'm sure you'll be able to find one. And then last but not least is of course the famous Burberry trench coat. So this is probably my most worn and most used item of fake Burberry. I've had this one for about 2 years now, and I paid about £40 for this one. I wouldn't say this is the best quality, you can definitely get better ones. I have been looking on DHgate at the moment because I'm thinking of upgrading and getting myself a new one. But if you were to buy one of this similar calibre on DHgate, you'd probably be looking around £50 or £60, but you can get them for up to about 200. Those would obviously be your A quality, like bang on exact replicas. So yeah, it really just depends how much you want to spend. This one did the job for me because, to be honest, I just wanted a nice trench coat. It wasn't really the fact that it was Burberry that did it for me, but this is from like, I think the Burberry Brick collection, so a couple of years ago. So I just got it in black. It's about mid-thigh length, so it's quite a nice length on me. And yeah, I got it in black. It's got the nice detailing on the cuffs. You've obviously got the tie and it does button up. So you've got the logo just here, which says Burberry London. And the reason I think this is from the Burberry Brick collection is because that's when they did this pop-up collar. So you can obviously wear it with the collar down, which is usually how I would wear it, or you can pop the collar up and you kind of got the flash of Burberry print under there. And then it also has this kind of buckle detailing. And then there's also some little buttons here, which both have Burberry London written on them. And all of the buttons down the front also have all the Burberry logoing on them. So this is a really good raincoat because it is actually waterproof. The inside is once again classic Burberry tartan in there. This material feels a little bit cheap, I'm not gonna lie. It does feel like that kind of cheap coat lining, but once again this was only £40. I mean, where else are you gonna get a good raincoat for £40? I think on a real Burberry trench you would probably have another patch there which would have your logo and some information on. Obviously there isn't one on this. The main thing I would say for this coat, which I think stands out in terms of poor quality, is the fact that the bottom of the lining isn't stitched on properly. They've like done a seam so that it looks like it's stitched, but it's actually completely separate from the coat. It was like that when I received it, and to be honest, if it bothered me that much, I could probably just stitch it myself, but when I've got the coat on, no one's gonna tell that unless I'm literally like pulling my coat apart. Like I said, I paid about £40 or £45 for that, I think. I bought that one on AliExpress as well. Like I said, I did get that one a couple of years ago, but as I said, I have looked on DHgate. You can get them for around the sort of £60 mark if you want a similar one to this, or if you want a really, really amazing one that's going to be exactly the same as the real ones, you can get them for about £200. If you are going to do fake replica shopping on DHgate or any website for that matter, please make sure you are checking the reviews. And you can tell sometimes sellers will fake reviews and they've like put the pictures on there themselves, and you can just tell because they're too professional almost, and they'll have like a really nice background and everything, whereas if someone's just taking a picture of it to review it, it's not going to be that nice. So always make sure you check your reviews. If the price seems too good to be true, it probably is. You really get what you pay for with fakes. If you pay 200, you're going to get an amazing coat. If you pay 40, you'll get an okay coat. I think it's always better investing, because if you buy a fake that's cheap and it looks horrendous, you're not going to use it because it's a bit embarrassing. You don't want to be walking around with something that's clearly fake, because that's the point. Do you know what I mean? You're buying a replica because you want it to look good, not because you want it to look like a fake. So this has been my luxury replica Burberry designer haul. If you enjoy seeing replica designer hauls from me, please let me know down in the comment section below. I've got lots of other replica designer bits already, and I've got lots of other bits that I'd like to purchase, so that gives me a good excuse to buy stuff. So thank you so much for watching today's video. It means the absolute world to me that I've got a little community here on YouTube where you're all enjoying my content. It makes me really happy, so I hope you'll enjoy watching it as much as I enjoy creating it for you. If you want me to focus on any specific designer replica pieces, then pop it down in the comments and I'll see what I can do. If there's any specific brand you'd like me to look at as well, just let me know and I'll see what I can do for you. I look forward to seeing you all in my next video.